Y-20 and C-17 aircraft strategic and tactical airlifter. What do you think about it? Who is win? The first time I lets you know about Y-20 Chinese aircraft. The Y-20 is a new Chinese transport aircraft. It is also referred as Kunpeng, a legendary bird from Chinese mythology. This aircraft was developed by Xi'an Aircraft Corporation, XAC, with Russian and Ukrainian assistance. Nevertheless, it is the first heavy airlifter developed in China. Development commenced in the 1990s. In 2000, Antonov Design Bureau of Ukrainian offered to use the design of their AN-70 military transport as a basic model. At the time, the design of the AN-70 was still untested. The proposition was negotiated, but eventually China left the offer unanswered. In 2006, the program became a national priority. Since 2006, development was assisted by the Antonov Design Bureau of Ukraine. The joint project was known in Ukraine as AN-70-600. It was essentially a larger and turbofan-powered version of the AN-70. The Y-20 made its first flight in 2013. China became the fourth country in the world, after United States, Russia and Ukraine, that developed a 200-ton military cargo jet. It is a milestone in China's defense industry. Series production of the Y-20 began in 2015. This aircraft became operational with the Chinese Air Force in 2016. Some sources report that as of 2016 a total of 8 aircraft were built. Most likely that a large number of these aircraft will be ordered. The new Y-20 might partially replace the older Y-8 transports, unlicensed copy of the Soviet An-12. It is possible that this aircraft will be proposed for export customers. The Y-20 has a payload capacity of around 60 to 66 t. It can carry most large combat and support vehicles, including the Type 99 series main battle tanks. In 2010, some changes were actually made to the design of the aircraft in order to carry these tanks. Alternatively to cargo and vehicles, the Y-20 can accommodate around 300 troops, 200 litters or around 110 paratroopers. Previously, only Russia, Ukraine and US were capable of developing and manufacturing heavy military cargo aircraft with such payload capacity. In terms of payload, the Y-20 fits between a larger Boeing C-17 Globemaster III, 77T, and similar in size Russian Ilyushin IL-76, 50T. It is worth noting that the IL-76 is in service with Chinese Air Force. However, the Y-20 is also superior to the IL-76 in terms of aerodynamic arrangement and performance. The Y-20 has sufficient range to reach most of the Europe, Africa, Australia and Alaska. It can be even seen as a strategic airlifter. Previously, China lacked such heavy military transport capability. Layout of the Y-20 is typical for a modern military heavy transport aircraft. It is powered by 4 Russian D-30 KP2 turbofan engines. These were developed by Soloviev Design Bureau back in the 1960s. It has been reported that eventually indigenous WS-20 engines will be used. The Y-20 has many features of the Ukrainian AN-70 military transport. Also, it shows some influence of the Boeing C-17 in the tail section and cargo compartment. Composite materials are widely used in the airframe to keep the weight low. Performance of the Y-20 is superior to that of the IL-76. This aircraft can land at small airports in mountainous areas. This aircraft is operated by a crew of 3, including 2 pilots and loadmaster. By developing this airlifter, China accumulated design capabilities, technologies and production capabilities. China devoting major resources to military transport development. It is likely that China will continue development of large and heavy transport aircraft. Variants. Y-20B is a version with indigenous Shenyang WS-20 engines. These have a thrust of 127.5 kilonewtons opposed to 117.7 kilonewtons of the Russian engines. Hence the new version of the Y-20B has increased performance. Boeing C-17 Globemaster III military transport aircraft. On the 29th of August 1981, McDonnell Douglas, since 1997 incorporated into Boeing, was selected to proceed with a design to fulfill the USAF's CX requirement for a new heavy cargo transport. Although the aircraft reached initial operational capability only in January 1995, it is now revitalizing the USA's strategic airlift capability. The winning design was designated C-17A, and Lalter received the name Globemaster III, retaining the now classic military transport aircraft configuration. The C-17 also incorporates advanced technology features such as winglets, a supercritical wing section and high-performance turbofans with thrust reversers. The C-17 can routinely operate from airfields previously denied to jet-powered transports. The cockpit is state-of-the-art, with 4 multi-function displays and a head-up display for each pilot. Flight control is effected by a fly-by-wire system, and the pilots each have a control column rather than the conventional yoke. After an earlier full-scale development schedule had been abandoned, the single prototype of the C-17A made its maiden flight on the 15th of September 1991. Deliveries to the 17th Airlift Squadron at Charleston AFB, South Carolina, began in June 1993. Continued opposition to the C-17 reduced procurement from 210 aircraft to 120 by 1991, and subsequently to an even lower minimum of 40 aircraft. The controlling and radical reduction of production costs and the manifest capabilities of the type then saw the previous total of 120 reinstated for delivery by 2005. A further 15 have been added later for the support of the U.S. Special Forces, and the prospect of another 45 standard airlifters for the USAF was under possible consideration. In addition, the Royal Air Force's No. 99 started operating 4 leased C-17 as in 2001. Other operators are Kuwait, 2, Qatar, 4, and United Arab Emirates, 6. The C-17 can carry a maximum payload of 76.6 t. It can airlift 1 main battle tank, such as the M1A2 Abrams, or 3 AH-64 Apache attack helicopters. It can also carry an airdroppable platform up to a weight of 49.8 t. This military transport aircraft can be also used for transportation of soldiers. It accommodates 102 fully equipped soldiers or paratroopers on storable seats in the cabin. In medical evacuation role, it can carry 48 stretchers.